How you guys all doing today? I hope you guys are all doing well today. So last night, I was up until like 6 in the morning watching the new season of Mushoku Tensei. For anybody, uh, for for anybody that doesn't know, it just finished airing today. Like the last episode of season 2 finished, like it aired today, right? And so since I was like, oh well, it's finally all out right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start watching season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. And I knew, like, I was such a huge fan of Mushoku Tensei season 1. I was like, I know for a fact that I'm gonna like season 2. So I just held off on watching it until the entirety of season 2 came out. So that's part 1 and part 2 of season 2. So once part 2 finished airing today, I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna start watching it. So I did, and it's really good. And I am staying up till like 6 in the morning to to watch it. And yeah, that's where I'm at today. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep because I watched 12. I didn't watch all of it in one sitting. I watched the first half of it, so I watched 12 episodes back to back of Mushoku Tensei season 2. I still have 12 more episodes to finish. 12 or 13, something like that. What's the plot? So, Mushoku Tensei, it's an isekai, but like it was like the first like kind of real isekai that like I guess like all like all of the isekais that you know today, like all of like the generic fantasy ones, they all borrowed from Mushoku Tensei because Mushoku Tensei was the first one to like really do a lot of the stuff that we see today that's done in modern like isekais, but it does it really well, and it's definitely the best one, and everything else just copied it but in a way worse way, which is really funny. But Mushoku Tensei just, oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, it's so peak. It's genuinely one of the best shows that I've like anime that I've ever seen. It's genuinely so good, chat. I'm telling you, if you have not seen Mushoku Tensei, please, I'm telling you, give it a chance. You will most definitely like it. It's genuinely what. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hi. Mushoku Tensei is like definitely like one of the most like heart wrenching stories I've seen like, ever. And it tells a very serious story, and it tells it in a very mature way that it's like, oh wow, this isn't like like dumb like bullshit. Like it actually has like something it's trying to say. You know. Mushoku Tensei better. Mushoku Tensei's better. Konosuba and Mushoku Tensei are the founding fathers of isekai. Not re- Konosuba, not so really. Konosuba's a parody of isekai. So like when when the Konosuba came out, it was already parodying the it was already being a parody of the isekai genre as a whole. It was just taking all the tropes that were found in it at the time. And now like there are shows that are unironically using those tropes like to like these stories or whatever. And it's like, oh my god. I'm so tired of isekais, but like you guys gotta understand that Mushoku Tensei actually does it in a really well way, where it's like, oh, this is actually cool and this is actually like really compelling. It's not just generic fantasy bullshit. Like the character is a very flawed person, and it makes it really compelling because you see him repeatedly fuck up, and you see him where he has genuine mental like health issues, and like he gets very depressed, he's very anxious, he has a lot of social anxiety, and you see him struggle with that throughout the show. And it's not like it's just like suddenly one day it's like in the show all of it's gone. Like he struggles with it the entirety of the show, which is like really refreshing, that it's like, oh, like you're actually using the ideas that like he hated his past life, but the traumas from his past life are still going to affect him in the new life, in the world that he got isekai to, and that's not going to leave him, and he's just going to struggle with that for his whole life, you know. And it's great to see, and it's great to see like him develop as a character and just get better. And it's like you're like rooting for him to like be a better person throughout the show. It's great. It's currently yap o'clock. So like here's the thing, right? Mushoku Tensei, all of the girls in Mushoku Tensei are such great and well defined characters, and it's like it's so shocking to me that this show, that like in the first few episodes it appears like it's just gonna be degenerate isekai fantasy bullshit, but it develops all of the main girls in the show so well, where if you say your favorite girl is like one of the girls that like is like obviously like one of the main love interests, like you're not wrong for liking it, and it's like I can see why you have an interest, or like why you would like every single one of the main girls in the show. And it's like all of them are perfect, all of them are really well developed in my opinion, right? Is one of them monster girls? No. Well, one of them is an elf, one of them is a demon technically, like she's part of a demon race of people, and the other is the other is the main character's cousin. The other is the main character's cousin. Oh, my favorite girl in the show used to be Eris, who's the cousin, right? She's this red-haired girl, and she's a tsundere, right? I'm just gonna say it, she's a tsundere, right? And I have a soft spot for tsunderes. I really do. I love me my tsunderes in anime, of course, you know, who doesn't, right? But Eris used to be my favorite, right? And then I watched the first half of season 2 last night, and I firmly believe that my favorite character in the show, my favorite girl in the show, is the childhood best friend girl, which is, like I said, he's known this girl since basically he was a baby, and that's the love interest that the first half of season 2 goes over, right? And I firmly believe her name is Sophie. I firmly believe that Sophie is the best girl in the entire show, hands down. After watching the first half of season 2, she is the best girl, hands down. There is no girl in the show that competes with her now. Like, every other girl will never be as good as Sophie, in my opinion. Eris season 1 part 1 is peak. That is true, but you know, unfortunately, I mean, like, I used to be an Eris fan. That was before we got character development for Sophie, and I was like, oh my god, she's actually like the best character in the show. Did you even finish the show? I've seen the first half of season 2. I'm going to watch the second half of season 2 tonight after stream. Chat, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm looking forward to when stream ends today, because the minute stream ends today, I'm gonna go on my bed right behind me, and I'm gonna turn on my TV, and I'm gonna watch the second half of season 2 tonight. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. I'm excited for stream to end, but I still love you guys. Chat, I still love you, but unfortunately, I am a little excited to leave you today. Second half, or first half of season 2, it covers Rudius going into like this, like, basically like school arc, this school arc for his mage stuff, and it has been years since he's seen Sophie, because at this point in the story, he's been, like, there was this like big event that happened in season 1 where it was called like the mass teleportation, where everybody in this like region was teleported to different parts of like the planet. And so Rudius and Roxy were teleported to different parts of the planet. Sophie was teleported to different parts of the world, etc., etc. So like basically him, his entire family, and everybody was all scattered, right? At the start of season 2, basically, we see him finally reuniting with Sophie, but she's like disguised as a guy, and so he doesn't realize it's Sophie. And slowly over the course of the first half of season 1 here, we see them build a relationship with each other, and we see Rudius falling in love with Sophie, which he doesn't know is Sophie because like they're disguising as a man. We see Rudius falling in love with Sophie over the course of the first half of season 2 all over again, and it's such a sweet and endearing thing, and it's so cute seeing Sophie be like, oh, I love Rudius, but like I don't want to tell him that, like, my secret identity, blah 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 blah. And eventually there's a scene where eventually she confesses to him, and it's the most beautiful scene ever. They go into a cave and she's all shy about it, and then she tells him.
That's what Punky does. He disguised himself as a guy.
and then they make out. But like the thing about it is that the entire time during the first half of season 2, Rudia struggles with erectile dysfunction the whole show. So like anytime he gets intimate with another character, he just physically can't get it up at all. And so it's like, it sounds funny, but the show, like, it doesn't play it off for jokes. They play off this entire part of his characters like this is a very serious thing. And it is a very serious thing because like there are some very like heart-wrenching moments where he wants to be intimate with people and he wants to grow closer with other people in his life, and he wants to like feel love again because he was dumped by Eris at the end of season 1. He wants to feel intimate and he wants to love people again, but he physically can't do it, right? Because he has this mental block because of the way Eris dumped him at the end of the first season. And so it's actually really sad watching this happen. But Sylphie is like determined to help him, and so she helps him, and she does it in any way she can, and it's such a sweet and endearing thing to see. I know it sounds like weird. It's like, oh, like she helps him like fucking pop a boner, but like it is a very cute thing. It's like, wow, like she's so thoughtful and she like genuinely wants to help him because she loves him. It's like, it's so sweet. Eris breakup fucked my guy up hard. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. Mushoku Tensei is the anime where you come out for the isekai and stay for the real takes on affection. I know! It's so real! And it's like, it's so sad watching it because I relate to Rudius a lot. For the first half of season 2, I relate to his struggle a lot. I mean, like, I'm not gonna go into it, but like I relate to that struggle a lot, right? And so it was a very hard thing for me to watch because I understood on a very intimate level how he felt, right? And seeing that Sylphie, where she was very understanding and she was like, she wasn't mad at him, she was very understanding and she wanted to help him. It was such a sweet and affectionate moment. I was like, that's so cute. And then like they get married at the end of the first half, and it's like, it's so sweet. I love it. Mushoku Tensei season 2 is peak. It's really good. uh, you guys should watch it if you haven't. It's a great show. It is genuinely a very great show. It's like, oh my god, it's so good. It's sad that most news around the anime is about the writer being a perv and not the art he makes. I don't care personally. I mean, like, I'm just gonna say it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it. I'm a lolicon, so like all of like the stuff that, I will not lie, all of the stuff in the show that caters towards that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of. So it's like a double whammy of, damn, this show kind of peak though. But yeah, that's me. That's me yapping about Mushoku Tensei and how good the series is and how it's genuinely one of the best shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's honestly like, I'm gonna say it, Mushoku Tensei isn't getting enough love. It should be getting way more love right now. The only reason why it's not getting love is because people are cringe and they're like, oh, there's lollies in the show. Oh, that's gross. It's like, shut the fuck up. Lollies are peak. I don't care. Lollies are fucking peak.